24 hours before the deadline to turn in thousands of signatures to be on the November ballot, independent candidate for Secretary of State Greg Ballard says he's there.
He was at the Indiana Statehouse earlier today, and when he arrived, he was not empty-handed, to say the least. Emily Longnecker reports.
Yeah, Greg Ballard needed close to 37,000 signatures to get on the November ballot to run for Secretary of State as an independent here in Indiana. These are the signatures of registered voters here in the state. And this morning, he delivered over 41,000 signatures here to the Secretary of State's office. These are signatures, he says, have already been verified by county clerks across Indiana. Ballard, along with some of his supporters, brought those signatures in boxes to the Indiana Statehouse Tuesday, delivering them to the Secretary of State's office, the same office Ballard hopes to occupy after November's election.
Our campaign is bigger than one candidate. It is bigger than one office. And insiders from both establishment parties know it.
At a rally earlier, Ballard called the moment historic and humbling, his campaign noting that not since 1994 had a candidate outside the two major parties collected enough signatures to run for a statewide office.
The status quo is over. The stranglehold is broken. The insiders have had their turn. Now it's the people's turn.
According to Ballard's campaign, the signatures turned in came from across the state, from 71 of the 92 counties, all collected since March. The majority are from counties in central Indiana, with the most coming from Marion County. Not surprising, given Ballard's name recognition as Indy's former mayor. If Indiana's election division determines he's collected enough signatures to be on the ballot in November, Ballard will face Republican Max Engling, Democrat Bo Bai, and Libertarian Lori Schillings. Ballard said people on both sides of the aisle had asked him earlier not to run, but said other people from both parties have thanked him for doing so.
Clearly people wanted this to happen. This is not a few people. This is thousands and thousands of people across the state of Indiana who are very upset and they want something to change, and this is it.
Ballard said he's not worried about questions being raised regarding the signatures he turned in.
That verification is at the county level. It's not at the state level. It's at the county level, and those have been done.
He also reiterated a pledge he's made in the past, saying he won't endorse, fundraise for, donate to, or accept donations from other candidates in Indiana elections.
I am the only candidate willing to make this pledge because I am the only candidate not owned by a political party.
And Ballard said today that this effort is a lot bigger than just one candidate. If he would get 2% of the vote in November, it would establish a new political party here in Indiana, and candidates under that party would not have to gather signatures for the next 4 years to be on the ballot. So for Ballard and his supporters, this is more of a movement, one they say is fueled by people who are tired of what they call politics as usual in Indiana. At the Indiana Statehouse, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
We reached out to all of the other candidates in the Secretary of State's race today.
Republican Max Engling sent us this statement, saying in part, Max Engling is the only person in this race with relevant experience for the role. That's why he's focused on strong policy, holding the line on our voter ID laws, creating a transparency portal, protecting the integrity of our elections, and upholding our shared conservative values.
Democratic Bo Bai sent a statement saying in part, quote, if I'm elected, anyone who gives to my campaign will be ineligible to receive a Secretary of State contract. I'll also ensure a bright line between my campaign and the office by prohibiting campaign staff from communicating with state employees about state business.